Hello, this is Shakia Bruce from Edutech, and today I'm going to briefly show you how to create a Mentimeter presentation or Q&A. This is a great tool for questioning when it comes to online instruction. You can use it with Zoom, Google Meets, or any other type of platform that you're using to teach synchronous sessions. So you would go to mentimeter.com. And here you'll be presented with how to set up a free, again, I say free, because us educators love free things. So you would create a free account and then go to sign up with Google. I recommend Google, not Facebook, especially for education. Um, and log in with your Gmail account. So I would click here if I did not have an account already, which I do, but I'm just showing you how to create an account. Click your Gmail account and instantly in about 2 seconds you'll have an account. Okay. So once you have an account, here is your dashboard. And in order to create a new presentation, you will click New Presentation here and title your presentation. So I'm going to title this just for the sake of this video, and I'm just coming up with something on the top of the dome: social emotional learning. Okay, so then I'll click create presentation, and I have several options. So over here I can choose if I want them to respond to my question with a multiple choice, a word cloud, open-ended, some type of scale, like what is your opinion 1 through 10, a ranking, or simply a Q&A. So for this one I'm going to do I think I will do Q&A. Okay. So then it asks me, when would I like the audience to ask their questions? And I'm going to click on only on the Q&A slides. And then down here, you can approve or dismiss your questions before they're shown to the audience, which will be a great tool, especially for your younger audience or any student audience where you think that they may post something that is not presentable. So then down here I have quiz competition. So would I like for them to either select an answer or to type an answer? And I'm going to click type an answer, and it prompts me to ask my question. So I'm just going to put, since this is social emotional, how are you feeling today? Okay. The correct answer, do I want it to display or not? And then I can time how long I want them to take to answer the question. So I'll say 25 seconds. And you can also add music to your slide or your question. Hey! All right, so I have my question slide already created, but I did want to show you the other things that they have to offer. So if you go down the content slides, you have your heading. You can do a paragraph if you want them to respond to your paragraph. Bullet points, you can do a picture, so this would be a great tool for like your pre-work. Look at this picture and tell me what you see, what you notice, what you wonder, what questions you have. Watch this video and tell me some things that you picked up from the video, or tell me some things that you would want to learn more from the video. You have big text, a quote, or they can do a number for your math people. So like, for example, this is a great way to do your number talks for your math lessons interactively and virtually. And then you have your advanced option. So like for this one, 100 points, how would you prioritize these items? Like putting these items into order. That's a definite good tool for math. And you have a grid. How would you rate these items and put them in your grid form? Or you can complete a quick survey. Okay. And then the last one, who should win this competition? So this can be a great like predictor tool that you can use. So that was all under your type tab. And then secondly is your content tab where we're typing in the question. And then again, you're telling the time, you can add your music. And then lastly, you have your customize tag. And a lot of these have the star, which was for like a paid version that you won't be able to use. But I will show you how to still make your color visible still. So if you go up here, you have examples if you want to use already pre-made slides, and down here you have your different options like either training or education, yeah, an icebreaker, a brainstorm just for fun. I mean, there is a number of things that you can do, and then you can recommend the audience size or how much you know that you're going to have in your audience. And then here's the theme where you can again make it colorful. So they give you a few options that you can use um, to make it colorful, and it'll add a little color to your screen. And then you can also create a new theme here, but that is for a paid version. And then down here, you have the settings. So your presentation pace is just how it controls how the audience can advance the presentation. So if you have numerous questions or numerous polls, how do you want them to do it? Do you want to be in charge of the pace, or you want them to be in charge of the pace? And then you can set your language options, and they give you a few different options. And so this is really good for your ELL or ESOL students. And then you have questions from the audience. Would you like them to give you questions as you are presenting? And then the last one is the comments. So let your audience react with comments to your presentation. And this would be a great tool. It's kind of like a chat box in Zoom, but it's just a little different if you would like to use that option as well. All right, so we have our questions ready to rock and roll. Now, there are a few ways that you can send this out to your students. If you click share, you can copy the link here and maybe post it in your Google Classroom, or you can do a QR code and they're able to access the question with their iPhone. If they have an iPhone, they can simply just hold their iPhone to the screen and scan the QR code and be a participant. And then you have this digit code and an audience access. I highly recommend the copy the link thing in your Google Classroom, because we're all using Google Classroom, so that they have their information in one place, or the QR code, which is just kind of an extra fun techie touch. Okay, and then you have your presentation sharing tab. So after the presentation, results can be seen by everyone. Would you like it to be that way? You have a link to the live results, and that's more so for the teacher hand. You can embed your presentation. So for example, if you want to embed this into a Google Slides, you'll just click copy embed code and embed it into your Google Slides, or embed it into your Google Sites. And then you have your export where you can kind of screenshot. If you want to capture their responses, you can screenshot their responses on a PDF and share it with yourself for future use, or even share it as a tool for them in the beginning of a lesson. So if you wrap up with Menti and the question is, for example, what did you learn today? And they are putting in their responses, then you can capture their responses and save it as a PDF file and present it to them the next day and say, hey, this is what we learned yesterday. How are we going to move forward? Okay, so exit out of here. And then I can also go ahead and present. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. Now this one does not have a winner. You can kind of make it competitive by adding a leaderboard. That gets a little bit more fancy, and I can talk about that in another video. So I'm just going to click present anyway. And as you can see my music is playing. So it's a little interactive. Code is always up here for them to use as well. Okay, so just remember that the code is always up here for them to access as well. They'll go to menti.com and then type in the code. So it'll look like this. When they go to menti.com, they'll be presented with the code on your screen, which is 911895. And then they will see your presentation. So that's just another great question too if you would like to use that during your virtual teaching. It gets really creative. The difference between this one and Poll Everywhere is that you can add the competition piece, and I know your scholars will love that competition piece, and it'll keep them highly engaged into your lesson. We'll see you next time.